Alright. Here with a new game. We're gonna hit new game. Sir Devlin Brante. Chapter restarts enabled. Consequences. See the consequences of your possible choice in advance. Recommend game mode. So you will be able to direct your character's fate in a way you want. Okay. Start. You hold the fate of a single man in your hands. You will follow his life and birth to death. Your choices shall define who Sir Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark he'll leave on history. With every step he takes at your behest. Sir Brante's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but open many others. The world of Sir Brante's birth is a ruthless realm where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and personal choices. Often you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you choose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you will create a gripping and unique tale for your hero. What will become of your Sir Brante, his loved ones, and his world? It all depends on you. Okay.
The story of my life remains written on these pages. But my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
The life and suffering of Sir Brante in times something. In times of the something, yeah. At the end of time, your fingers are stained with ink, your breathing grows ragged, your hands are shaking, yet the words begin appearing on the page before you one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you, and how did you reach the end? You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in the blessed Arcanine Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth, whether human or Arcanine, nobleman, priest, or low-born commoner, all bend to the divine will of the twin gods, and each life is not but a single cog in the universe's unmeasurable machine. The memories come flooding back. They engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital, years of peace, teeming with life, and a war drenched in blood. High ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city backstreets, fields of battle, and faces, so many faces of people you held dear, the people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life, now all exposed by ink, erupting onto the pages with every step you sought to change the world as you saw fit. The choices of your upbringing, the path you carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequences of your sacrifice, all of it led you here, to the end of your time, and every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, and pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Could you have taken a different path, chose a different calling, found a different place in the world? You had the power to alter the very course of history. Now, on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last moments. Crucial questions of all your life and all the paths in life. Why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? The man himself, the world around them, a higher power, or there is no destiny? Your life has always been yours to live. You made your own destiny. Your path was charted for by the people, the age, the society of which you live. Destiny was forged by a power greater than your own will. Destiny does not exist. Human life is an exercise in chance. It is not governed by any laws. I would say the man himself this time. At the end of time, you can hear death's footsteps drawing near. You square your shoulders and take a deep, full breath. You have found your final answer. What is destiny other than a long chain of your own actions and decisions? No matter what happens in your life, you always had a choice. You lived the life you deserved. Only you can answer for it. But are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you will have to return to the very beginning. Remember every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Devlin Brante will live once more. We're in childhood years. Childhood. Okay. Chapter 1, Childhood. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. A long, trying life stretches before you, so many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come, yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future, its future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? Prologue, growing up. In the chapters of childhood, adolescence, and youth will live through your hero's coming of age. You will shape the protagonist's personality, his qualities, and relationships. By the end of the prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will Devlin Brante grow up to be is your call. Childhood life, where life began. Okay, yeah. Events in the personal life of the hero that can happen in this chapter. The fencing lessons. You dare to study fencing like your father, even though you have no right to it by birth. A small child, you suffer first death and rebirth. What? Suffer your first death? Hold up, huh? Insight. You experience an insight when your mother tells you about the ways of the world and the lots of... Okay. So perception. Oh, okay. So this gives us stuff. Determination. You just die. You get perception on that one. Nobleman's sacraments. You challenge the sacred order and attempt to seize a noble lot. You get 0 willpower and the kiss of the sword. That sounds not like a good thing. Playing with ants, training with father. Let's go this... Oh, wait. Oh, the events in the personal life of the hero that can happen. Okay. Your personal qualities at this age, they determine which choices you make. So, okay, so determination equals spineless? Oh, determination or spineless. Okay. Perception, inactivity. Okay. Willpower, and then death. Select the section that opened in this character. Destiny screen is now available right here. Personality screen is now available right here. House of Brante screen is now available, and Family Tree is also available. So Gregor Brante goes down to Robert Brante, goes down to me. So Robert is my father. And that is my brother Stefan. I do not like my brother. I have tarnished otter and moderate wealth, and we're peaceful. Okay. Oh, wow. And a judge following in his footsteps. Noble title and position. Oh. A humble commoner from the outskirts of neither her lowly origins nor the fact that your grandfather directly forbade the marriage stopped your father from taking her into his home. She now manages the household and raises Robert's children. Your mother is devoted to her faith and insists that her child observe their lot. Oh, that's mother. Oh, so he's only my half-brother. Yeah! Stefan's birth mother, she died while giving birth to him. She was a noble woman of the sword, blah, 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 blah. Stefan, Robert Brante's son of the first marriage. From a young age, he has been striving to be the first of all things and demonstrates his superiority in the family. He's a dick! The illegitimate daughter of your mother, Lindia. She never met her real father. Her position in the family is curious. Knowledge her as his own daughter. Your sister is a dreamer. Okay. And my grandfather, the head of the Brante family. Brante, judge, first person in the family to education. And then there's me, obviously. So... The heir is Stefan? Bullshit, man. Alright, begin chapter. This is bullshit. I'm not the heir. Like, screw Stefan. At first, there was nothing, no time, no sensation, nothing but darkness and void. But then a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were sent into motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter the world. Your first memories are lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above your tower, the colossal figures of those who created... Who the fuck remembers this? Nobody! You are part of them, and they are part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. It hurts to breathe. You let out a pain in the form of a disparate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are two of them, the ones who made you yourselves and brought you into this world. They are united, yet they lean closer. You begin to see how different they are. You can already feel their differences within you, struggling against each other. The first figure is soft and apathetic, wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps your head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it never ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, a merciful punishment for every misdeed. Yet there is also a third figure. It is like a shadow, barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is now growing even ever stronger within you. A soft, open palm, a strong, closed fist, a lingering, distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling cloths wrapped around you, and extend a tiny hand towards the world. Reach out the palm. You grasp the first fingers by the finger. What? Fist. Yeah. First of the fingers by the finger. You gain 1 perception. You get plus 10 willpower, baby. You know what? I'm going for this one. Plus 10 willpower. We're becoming a mage. Not really. Birth. Your first smile appears on your face. Awkward yet genuine. Your mother and father exchange looks and start talking. You know no words yet, so all you hear is a sequence of booming sounds. But the stranger behind them has no need for words. The stranger's look is all it takes for you to feel the will to live and the act that now burns within you. The shadow brings a finger to your to its lips as if to say, there, baby, don't cry. This is our secret now. And then the shadow melts into the light. That sounded bad. Birth, year 1118. Your life in this world begins. How will you live it? Continue. It's cool so far. A lot of reading though. I'm a year old. As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize father by his heavy breathing and strong, cold hands. He visits you rarely. Hello there, little Devlin Brante. Oh, that's Robert. Hello there. That's how he sounds. Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. My, you're growing up so quickly, my child. There are 2 more children in the family named Stefan and Gloria. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothes and gently holds your hand as you learn to take your first steps. Stefan likes to sweep you and pinch you and toss you into the air. What a dick. Oh, look, this is your brother and sister. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're my little brother. We're gonna play together, but I'll always be in the charge because you were born a commoner. Oh, fuck you. Be quiet, you. He doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby Devlin. Let's go play in the yard. Thanks, Gloria. It's hot up. Gosh, that is freaking loud. It is hot outside. Thanks. It is hot outside. You grip your brother's hand with one hand and your sister's with the other. They can help you walk down the giant stone stairs. They sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. Sorry, I gotta get a drink from all this reading. In the sky far above and away from you is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It is so bright, it hurts to look at. Why are you staring at that shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I want to play hide and seek. He's just a little baby. How is he gonna play? Then you hide him, and I'll try to find you both. Of you. You have no idea what they are talking about, but you support them and with happy cooing. This is strange, yet exciting. Stefan and Gloria glance at each other, and your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes, and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes, but by a tall wall. The light from the light stick on the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger to her mouth for some reason, and then she's gone. What? She just left me? You can no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely unknown. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? Sit here and wait. Perception. Okay. Determination. Find your way home. You get up off the ground and start crawling through the bushes to find your way home. Or cry loudly. But you know what? I'm a man. Find your way home. I'm gonna die actually doing this. You get up on your feet, sway a little bit. Carefully, you take a step, then lose your balance and plop down on the ground again. But you're determined. You get up again and keep walking the direction Gloria went. You walk out of the bushes and further towards the wall of the house, and then the most tender, gentle hand in the whole world embraces you and picks you up. Mother has found you. There you are! You lean on your mother's chest and hold into her with your arms. You want her to know that you came here all by yourself without any help. She pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria is in tears. Stefan is staring at his feet. You hug your mother tightly. She is here now. Yeah! Determination, baby! So we're building stats. Oh my goodness, another memory! You are still a little child, but you can barely talk and run around on your own. The day is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house, giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. Even your older brother Stefan is quiet today. Mother takes your hand and brings you to your sister Gloria. My son, today is the great descent. We honor the day when the twin gods descended to us. We must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You are too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now. Gloria takes you to the playroom. I'm only 2 years old! There are no toys there, no chairs. Even the carpet has been taken away. There is nothing but a bare wooden floor. Today we are not allowed to do anything to go in any other rooms, and will be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. On the day of the great descent, everyone must be where they belong. It is quite unusual, so muffled voices from beyond the doors are all you can hear. You are sitting on the cold floor, confused, with no idea what to do. When you hear your sister's voice, a lonely sound in an empty room, it is a little song that your mother taught you. You hold your teeth as you listen. You hold your breath as you listen to it. When the twins came down to earth, they brought lots to every birth. Let us count them. 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. Oh, I got there more. Noble rule and bravely fight. They protect us with the mighty might. Priests work hard to understand. Guide us by the twins' command. Common people work and toil. Always patient, never spoiled. Live your lot where you were born, to the day when you pass on. Know your lot and know your prayers for the twins. See everywhere. Okay. You are transfixed by the tune. Gloria notices your gaze and smile creeps across her face. You like the rhythm, don't you, Devlin? Do you know what it's all about? Yeah, it's about keeping me down here when I want to be at the top. Look, there are 3 lots. They brought to us by the twins when they descended to us from the shining pillars. Remember that pillar of light on the horizon? That's it. You can see the shining pillar anytime from anywhere in the world. If you follow your lot as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar, and if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot. You and I are lowborn. Mom is a commoner too, so the lot for you and me is to suffer and to be patient and work hard. Understand? Understand, kid! Understand! The priests and nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests, well, I'm not really sure what they do, but I guess they talk to the twins and then teach everybody. Not really sure what they do, man. Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it, silly? Then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From this light emerges 2 figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder. The other one stands guard behind her. You watch this happening before your very eyes, unable to turn away. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verse once more. Know your lot and know the prayers. You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condensing within you from the light. What are these words? Finish the song properly. Sing the last line wrong. Singing the last line, wrong, man. Know your lot and know your prayers. The lots are lies told everywhere. Oh, baby. You shout these words, but you have no idea how they came to you. The shining pair standing behind her turn to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into the dim light coming from the shadow. Now Gloria is staring at you. You see disappointment in her eyes. Devlin, that's not the way the song ends. Why did you ruin it? Dude, I didn't. You shrug, quietly pleased with your cleverness. More determination, baby. 3 years old. Yeah, this kid should be, impressed with his cleverness. He was 2 in doing that. You're starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. He is a title earned through great service, but your mother is a low-born woman, a commoner. Because of this, you were born a commoner, but father says you may yet come into nobility. You learn to read at an early age, together with mother Mother, you read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, the twin gods who reside upon the shining pillars. Mother calls these poems prayers. Again and again you try to discern the shapes of the gods in the strips of holy light that shines in the sky all day and all night, but the light is too blinding to gaze upon. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and avoid climbing too high, but even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother Stefan now spends less and less time playing with Gloria, and you playing with commoners is beneath a noble to be, he says, so Gloria calls him names, and Stefan pulls her pigtails. One fine evening, Father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You will have another little brother or sister soon. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother would be too much. Stefan gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings getting in his way as it is. Soon you will be an older brother too, and it doesn't matter who is the youngest. Youngest will be a boy or a girl. You will love them the most. When Father comes back from his trips, he reads his adult books aloud for you to find those stories and wars, generals, and rebellions quite enchanting, and Father approves of your fascination. Study hard, and maybe one day you'll become a noble or a mantle and earn your sword. But first, you need to grow up. I'm trying, dude. I can only go so fast. Grow up. The concept is as terrifying as it is alluring. You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You are both ashamed and proud, and it feels odd. A scratch on your head stings a little. Stefan is standing next to you, sniffling from pain. Your brother was training in the yard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing the sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder. You picked it up and hit him with it. You see Mother's shoe walking to and fro on the carpet. Shoes walking to. You do not want to look up. You would rather not see her anger. She is not as gentle to you these days. Why do you urge? Because he's a dick! You stammer out an explanation. He hit me first. You just hit him back. How dare you? How dare he pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm gonna hit you with a real sword. Yeah, bitch, I'll kill you. I mean, what? Mother shushes you both and speaks to you again. Her voice is stern, and yet you can still feel her concern for you. Even if Stefan hits you, you cannot hit him back. You are my son, and I was born a commoner. Your lot is to suffer, but your brother was born from a noble father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon, and then he'll rule over the likes of us. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. This is your lot, and the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. Now Stefan looks at you in triumph. You look up at your mother in fear, not sure what to do. Accept your punishment. -5 willpower. Personality. Deny your guilt. No, let's actually demand an explanation. To get some perception. You start asking questions. Why were you born a commoner if your father is a noble? If you have your father's name, why can't you have his lot? And why can't you choose a lot for yourself if you don't like the one you have? Mother is stunned by all these questions. You are pepping her with. Don't you dare ask me about that. I'll violate my lot if I start explaining it all to you. I am a commoner, not a priest. You are flogged in front of your entire family. The pain burns on your skin again and again. Tears keep rolling down your cheeks. It feels like the punishment will never end. Holy shit, they're just flogging like a 3-year-old child? It hurts to walk when you are finally let go. You slowly climb the stairs and walk to your room. You see a book on your bed, The Teaching of Isatis, Volume 2. Your tears have dried now. You begin to read, slowly making your way through the difficult words. Every death of the body bringeth the soul ever closer to the twins' judgment. And when the body dieth a true death, the soul soareth to the shining pillar. The twin gods do judge every soul, and their judgment is stern and unforgiving. He who followeth his lot in life from birth shall meet in bliss atop the peak of the shining pillar. The words confuse and elude you, instilling fear and awe. You will read this mysterious book again and again as you grow up. Okay, interesting. We just got flogged, dude. We're rebelling, dude. We're listening to the punk rock music. They're flogging us for it, man. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. With every passing day, she grows heavier and her features get rounder. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles all the time. One day she takes your hand and puts them on her big belly, and you feel a movement deep inside her. You will have another brother or sister soon. Hell yeah. Gloria takes you on walks to the yard now. You explore the yard together under the evening light of the pillars. She sings to you songs and tells you amazing stories. Hey Devlin, do you want to hear a rhyme? I wrote it myself. There's even a bit about you, but don't tell anyone, okay? Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If Mommy hears about it, I'll get flogged. Remember how you got flogged for hitting Stefan? Our judge is my second father. In the past, I had another. Mother says the twins are great, says we should not fight our fate. Brother loves to jump around. Please don't fall down on the ground. See, I wrote a little rhyme. Please don't tell them it is mine. But today your sister is nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you the red frogs that live there, but then she vanished. Dude, the Fire Nation came. Oh wait, that's the Avatar that vanished. She's the Avatar. The servants join you in your search. Even Mother leaves her chambers when she hears the commotion. Finally, you find Gloria in the far corner of the garden. She's holding a quill and she is. Mother becomes angry the moment she sees it. She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Gloria is standing before her, wringing her hands and looking for an opportunity to run, but there seems to be no escape. What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked about this. You were told to take care of your little brother. You are absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with this writing. I can decide that myself, Mom. No, you cannot. It's already been decided by the gods. And he's not a little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny, and I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone. You are a commoner and future wife. It's time you learn how to properly care for children. Had you disgraceful former father kept me in his house, you could have been born a noble, but that is not our fate, and you are absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. Wow, dude. Mother grabs Gloria firmly by the hand and takes you both into the house. The scribbled sheet flies into the fireplace. Gloria sobs violently. You are a bystander, and is she unsure of how to act? Complain about your sister. I needed more perception to get this one. Oh, shit, dude. Complain to your mother about how Gloria often leaves you alone. You comfort your sister and say that Mother is wrong. -5 willpower, huh? We're gonna comfort our sister. Mother leaves the last of your sister's poetry burning away in the fireplace. You walk up to your crying sister to take her by the hand. None of this is her fault, you say. What Mother did is wrong and far too harsh. Gloria sniffles before speaking. But I did leave you alone. You're not mad at me, really? You nod in reassurance. Gloria embraces you. Devlin, you're the best little brother in the world. I dab. The two of you make a little deal. She promises to tell you when she wants to be alone, and you promise to protect her and their secrets always. Hell yeah, dude. Got some more relations with our sister. Our willpower went down though. I mean, that's bad, but good. I mean, we made a good call, but our willpower went down because of it. So I get it, like your willpower is like your mental aptitude, I suppose. So when you make a hard call or a heroic call or the right call, it damages your willpower or your mental ability. Mother is in her armchair knitting woolen jackets, pants, and socks for the little one. The baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with his important job. He is a judge, after all. One day you decide to ask Mother about Stefan and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister to you, but not siblings to each other? Well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan, you see. He is the son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You'll understand when you're older. How is that even possible? You're all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria to the sitting room. You sneak in after them. First, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave, but then she relents. You are told to sit still, be quiet, and remember every word you hear. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins, first to the elder on the right and then to the younger on the left. Stefan, you're a nobleman to be, so walk along the side paved with marble, where the benches are. Gloria, you walk along the sharp side? The sharp side? What does that mean? When you're there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side, Stefan. Kiss the sword. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with a lash. Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is a blessing of your lot. I don't think so. It's a lash. Doesn't like the idea of a lash. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You were told to remember this. Will the lash strike you too one day? On the next day, they take your brother and sister to the temple. You run towards them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. She's hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stefan is putting on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looks different about them. It's like all the same, and yet everything has changed. Each of them have accepted their lot. Yeah, no, take my relations down here. This guy's a dick, man. Brother and sister sacrament. Your sibling Stefan took their first sacrament at the temple. Okay. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes in your newborn baby brother, Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also here, all excited. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You never hit him. Oh no. The two of you will play together and tease Stefan together and help Mother together and go on so many adventures together. It feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day you were the youngest in the family, but everything is different now. Your parents name your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends day and night by his side, and Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She is so worn out, and she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You'd better bring it back to her as soon as possible. Run into Mother's bedroom. You miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting. But instead of gratitude, you get an ice-cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. Go away, Devlin. You're bothering me. She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite. Enough already. When are you going to stop? I just want a moment of peace and quiet. Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in their eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending scream. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You are scared of your mother's right now, but you fear for Nathan's life much more. Oh, but we get -5 willpower, dude. Aw. If I had had better relations with her, I could have hugged her. Dude, we gotta snatch him, man. Let's snatch him. The newborn cries. You leaped at your mother and demand she give you Nathan. She freezes when she hears your words. You snatch your little brother out of her arms. She chokes with waves and falls on the bed screaming. You run away to the playroom. Your baby brother is heavy in your arms. He sniffles. You sway him gently like your mother did and quietly sing him a lullaby about the twins. Nathan calms down. Soon he closes his eyes. You put the newborn on your bed and swear on your life that no one will ever hurt him when you are around. You hear heavy footsteps in the hallway. Father enters the playrooms. He looks at you, then at Nathan, somewhat confused. You did something bigger than you today, son. It is a noble deed to protect your family, but you should have come to me. Please understand, this was my duty, not yours. You've saved your baby brother from harm. If you feel yourself ready to take the responsibility to protect others, maybe you can walk the path of a noble when you're older. But for now, we should bring him back to your mother. Come with me. He picks Nathan up. Your brother is fast asleep, breathing quietly. The three of you return to Mother's bedroom. Father puts Nathan back in the crib. Mother no longer screaming. She embraces you. Please forgive me, the twins. No, I was out of my mind. Please don't be angry with me. You hug your mother in response. Alright. My willpower went down again. Not gourd. Nathan's birth. Your younger brother, Nathan, is born. So we're gonna need to get more willpower here, because, like, dude, it's going down fast. True soldier. You wake up to your father's touch on your shoulder. He's finally back home from a long trip. Devlin, today is your special day, the day when you begin your studies. Now, teachers will be coming to our house to teach you, and you must do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to the nobleman's lot. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our little schoolboys dressed. I am taking him to the market district. Hell yeah! Seven wants to come with you too, but father shushes him sternly. This is your day. Your elder brother is hurt to hear this, but stays quiet. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city streets, a pleasant wind tussling your hair. Your city is called Enizati. That you already know is one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There is a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. My son, did you know that the silver tree grew from the blood of our God's own disciples? It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned. Not even the clergy knows why. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to the city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls in excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figures and toys. You've never seen so many at once before. Have you chosen your president yet? Father asked. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figures of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Empire's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our cities. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well. War isn't your lot for now, but maybe these toy soldiers will teach you to think like a general. We will lead them into battle and study military strategy. Go ahead, take your present. Having said this, father turns away to examine the books. You run to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement. But there is a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He is about to take your warriors for himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Aver overcomes you and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor. The rich boy screams so loudly everybody in the shop hears it. He hit me. A tall tower of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. But then you feel your own father's hand on your shoulder. What happened? You press against father, your mind more at ease now. He will protect you. Yes, you shoved the boy to the floor in front of everybody, but he tried to take your present for himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. Is this true, Devlin? Did you strike the son of a nobleman? Admit your guilt. -5 willpower if you admit your guilt. I'm gonna say tell him the truth. We get determination. It isn't fair to blame you without letting you speak too. You didn't want to shove that stupid boy. He was the one who shoved you first. But the angry nobleman, the boy's father, will not let you finish. Nobody cares a whit for you, your so-called truth, little lowborn. The law is the law, and your punishment is due. This guy's a dick. Your father nods in agreement to these words, no matter how sad they may make him. They lead you and the nobleman's son out of the shop. You are told to bow to him and show humility. A bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. Enough, he got what he deserves. You relieving, get out of our way. Your head is swimming from the heavy blows. You turn to your senses back in your bed, with servants treating your face. Father stays by your side all day. The morning after, you find a little box on your bed with 10 soldiers of the Holy Order inside. You paid dearly for your stubbornness. Baby, stubbornness gets you through. Now we're 6 years old. Childhood ends at 8? Like 8 years old, kid. Not a child anymore. Today, Father ordered the dinner table to be brought out into the yard. For the first time in months, he's home, outside of the confines of his always locked study. He spent the entire day playing with Nathan and you, discussing various matters with Stefan, now an adolescent, and walking into the garden, and now at dinner under the open sky. Your entire family gathers together with Father at the head of the table, smiling. He asked each of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knees and recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stefan mentions that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with Father to show his skills in a practice duel. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on her chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile in his mustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks in the Legion, from common soldier to high commander. Stefan listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servants ensure that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dusk night. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the table. No fighting, just smiling. No arguing, just pleasant talk. Then a servant approaches Father with a letter in his hand. He reads it in the dim light, and each line gradually washes the smile off Father's face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at Father, an unspoken question in her eyes. Gregor Brante is coming back to Enizanti. He is the head of the family, my father. Granddad is coming back. Granddad? Grandfather's return. Your grandfather, Gregor Brante, returned to the family home from the capital. Oh, this is the guy that didn't want your father to marry this chick. Okay. Ever since the news of grandfather's impending arrival, there has not been a single day when the house has not been cleaned or decorated. Your parents anxiously make sure everything is in order. They tell you to wash your face and hands after walks and scold you for leaving books on the floor. They tell Gloria she will be flogged if she ever seen hiding in the attic. They make Stefan stay in his room. Even baby Nathan gets in trouble. Everyone is on edge. Then one day, grandfather arrives. It is a grim day, so hot your neck is sticky with sweat. Father, Mother, Stefan, Gloria, and you, and Nathan. Gloria, you, and Nathan, sorry. The entire Brante family stands on the porch in front of the house servants lined up behind you. The carriage arrives, and out steps a tall, grunt old man with a heavy walking stick and a heavier gaze. You cringe instinctively. Good health to you, Father. Children greet your grandfather as you have been taught. So trying to look like a real nobleman, are you? You can't fool me, Robert. I was the first of the Brante family to be ennobled by the mantle, and I am the only one who remembers how to bear his burdens properly. I live honorably by my lot. Your marriage to this low-born wretch cut us off from ever becoming nobles of the sword. My progeny could have been born bearing noble blood. Prodigy, sorry. Father, I beg you, this is not the place. Grandfather's eyes him with scorn and walks into the house, the entire family following close behind him. I have been away far too long. The entire house is a mess. This is an insult. How can you live in such a pigsty, Robert? The servants have grown far too lazy, all thanks to your commoner of a wife. I warned you, did I not? And yet you did as you saw fit. And the children, what do they know of tradition and honor? Man, this guy's a dick. They're being raised in a virtuous family, Father. And now you're speaking like a lowborn who's content to live in humility. Twins, willing now that I am here, this will not happen again. I am taking your oldest son to the capital. I see you cannot provide Stepan with a proper education, so I will correct your mistake. Your brother's fate has been decided just like that. Father does not object. He orders the servants to prepare Stefan for the journey. Stefan freezes in place, glancing at grandfather and father again and again. The latter puts a hand on his shoulder, reassuringly. Grandfather's lips are tight, a tight line, white with contempt. The house is examined, room after room. Everything grandfather sees is showered with scorn. He scoffs at a crease on the blanket in Nathan's crib and mother's bedroom. He mocks Gloria's knitting in her room. The door to your room is next. What is this, Robert? 10 soldiers in your youngest son's room? He was born a commoner. I won't have him daydreaming of battle. Grandfather seizes the box containing the tiny warriors of the Holy Order. Your father stays silent. Anger and fear boils within you. This is your big present from the first day of your studies. It means so much to you. And what if he's right? What if you need to prove your right to command the toy soldiers first? Grandfather shakes his head in disapproval and shoves the toy box in the roaring fireplace. If you wait too long, they will melt into flames. Oh, dude, we don't have enough perception. And we don't have good... Oh, man, dude, if we... Man. Yeah, strike your grandfather. Fuck that guy. That's right. Overwhelmed by helpless rage, you run into your grandfather, kick him in the leg with all your strength you can muster. He is yet immovable. The next thing you see is him leaning over you menacingly with his heavy walking stick in hand. Lowborn scum, how dare you raise a hand to me? The blow hits home. Did you just kill me? The handle of the walking stick is as heavy as a rock. You are dazed, robbed of both your hearing and sight. Down comes another blow. A sharp pain splits your head, then darkness. Your hand twitches against your will, then again and again, like it is trying to catch a flying butterfly. Dude, my dad's a bitch. He didn't even, stop him. And then you fall into a primordial void. The void takes away a part of you, one of your lives you were given to live. It will never return. There is pain and desperation and a sense of loss. Nothing can be done. Dude, my father's a bitch, man. He should have stood up for me. Robert. Yeah, come on, Robert. You fall into a pain that embraces you like a soft featherbed. You feel light, free. There are no restraints, just a warm glow that envelopes you into a secure embrace. The waves carry you. Their touch is soft. They delicately enshroud what was once your body. It is feeling unlike anything you have ever experienced before. Something absolute and complete. You touch something greater, the reason behind everything, the reason for your very existence. Oh my gosh, this is so much reading. You are sculpted from this light. It was the very first thing you ever felt, a bondless and sincere unity of the diverse. Your beginning was a spark that cast this light in all directions, and now you are here again, one of the beginnings of everything. The light gleaming from you resembles the light of the shining pillar. You still see it, the north, as always. The waves and light carry you to two figures. The elder is nearest. He is ready to accept you. He is quite wise and kind and pure. The younger waits further back. You do not know what he is yet. The waves pause at the elder's feet. How are they twins if one of them's older and one of them's younger? That's a little confusing. He leans over you and plants a feather-light kiss on your forehead. Don't kiss me, old man. The kiss spreads all over you. What the hell? You are filled with unapparalled delight and bliss. This is weird. You exit. You are unique. There is no one else like you. They know this. They love you. You will never be alone. You are part of them, a part of your family, a part of this universe. The twin gods will never leave you. They watch over you constantly. The elder softly touches you as you lie spread out amongst the waves, sending you further down the torrent of light. You float on to the top of the silver tree's spreading crown. The closer you get to the silver tree, the heavier you become. The waves draw you down along its trunk. You do not wish to be apart with the warmth and the softness with the love. You turn around. The elder is still watching you. He nods, all as it should be. Go, your time has not yet come. You must return to the world now. Yeah! As you tumble down towards your body, you comprehend the true meaning of your lesser death and the divine love that has been revealed to you. Love exists not only in the hereafter, it is present in the entire design of the twins. That is the origin of all life in this world. What is the manifestation of this love in your moral life? Empire. By creating the empire, the twin gods cared for all living creatures. The empire is the only thing that gives the place, world, connection to others. God gives you a clear mission in this world, thus gifting you your family. Love always lives in kindred blood. You share the miracle of life and the universe with your kin. Your family is what you are given upon being born and what you leave behind upon your departure. You do not find the answers you seek yourself. What could be a strong manifestation of love than ever as, dude, you're a narcissist. The love of the gods have you and it is so great that you are allowed to change the world they've created. Influence it with your deeds. Whatever your mission is, it is proof of the twins' gods' love for you. Going with family. A sudden comprehension of love with which the entire world is imbued illuminates your mind, but then it fades away and vanishes. You regain the sensation of your flesh. It is heavy and unwieldy. It lacks that lightness, that light. It is a burden. It is smothering you. You gasp for air. Your chest expands painfully. You feel as though your lungs are about to burst. The stagnant odor of the crypt fills them, revolting but so real. You are back. I'm back, baby. I'm thinking I'm back. Then you smell a sickly, moist smell. You feel dampness all around you. Dude, I'm still only like 5, or 6. You come back to your senses in the gloom of the family crypt, lying flat on a stone slab. Your parents are on their way to the crypt right now. You hear their muffled voices. They are arguing, and against all rules, Mother will not agree with Father. Why should Sir Gregory do this? He just took one of our child's lives. Linda, my father is our family's head, and the boy raised a hand to him. There was nothing he could do! He could have not hit me with a stick! And father did admit that he was too hard on him. Yeah, no tip, he killed me! Please do not anger Sir Gregor. You need to accept this. It will never happen to any of our other children ever again. Their voices grow quiet as they lean over you. You lean on your elbows to try to get up from the stone. Mother gingerly wraps her cloak over your naked body as you shiver from the cold. My son, your first death came far too soon. I know it's maybe difficult to realize what happened. But know this, the twin gods are ever merciful. You are a child, and your time to leave from the hereafter has not yet come. You will be returned here by the gods twice more, but do not tempt fate again, and never ever defy those who can easily take your life. Devlin, you have angered your grandfather greatly. Do not stand in Sir Gregor's way ever again, and he will never hurt you again. For now, just stay away from him. Yeah, for now, and I'm going to get strong, and I'm going to kick that old man's ass. Father stays a step away from you, not saying a word. When Mother finishes talking, he picks you up and carries you outside. Together, your parents take you home from the family crypt. On your way out of the crypt, you take a moment to touch your head. It is perfectly fine. There is no sign of the blow. Back home, Grandfather is still walking through the house examining the rooms. You can see that Stefan and Gloria are disturbed by what just happened. Nathan starts crying when he sees you. The playroom still reeks of burnt paint. There is something new about you now. A pitch black stripe on your left arm. Looks like a strange bit of dirt at first, but it will not wash off. It will be like that forever, Mom explains. That is all she will say. Yeah, I want as far away from you as possible, baby. I mean, Kristart, yeah. I've died once. Not good. Events has happened. Suffer your first death. As a small child, you suffered your first death and rebirth. Not the best thing to happen, but I just assume a dominance over that old man, though. The event is a consequence of your previous action. Conditions meant determination. When Father is not working long hours, you often see him spending long stretches of time in the backyard practicing his fencing. You are allowed to watch, but that is it. You are forbidden from touching the sword, let alone actually learning how to fight with it. It is a new day today, and Father has been busy in his studies since early morning. Mother took Gloria and Nathan to the shops. Your studies are done for today. The house is empty. You spot Father's sword hanging by the yard door. You must have left it there by accident after a training session. You deliberate at first, then grab the sword with resolve and run outside. At last, you have a chance to see it up close. It is a small sword used for dueling, heavy and devoid of any ornaments. Recall that it was made specifically for him. The weapon is difficult to handle. Its heft makes the palm of your hand shake. As you get used to it, you try your best to imitate Father's fence. Your technique leaves much to be desired, but at least it's something. You imagine yourself fighting for the family's honor as the thin blade slices through the air. But you swing too far back, the blade nicks your shoulder and cuts through your shirt, staining the fabric crimson. The sword falls to the ground with a dull clang. You try to apply pressure to the wound to make it stop bleeding, but all you do is make the blood flow faster. Devlin, what are you doing here? The familiar voice hurts you more than the cut of the sword. Father walks up too briskly. His rugged arms rip off a length of cloth and bandage your shoulder. He squats by your side and pulls you into an awkward embrace. My son, why did you have to take the sword? You know you're not supposed to hold it. This is no toy. It is a weapon that can take lives. I know how you feel. I used to yearn for my father's dueling sword back when I was a lad. One day you might have a chance to earn the right to carry a weapon, but first you must have patience and study and become a noble. When that day comes, I will be proud to teach you myself. You rarely spend time with your father without someone else around. There is paternal love in his voice so much that even the cut on your shoulder barely hurts now. You would be glad to be convinced by what he says. But how can you forget your dream? How can you abandon it just to earn Father's approval? It's right for him to ask so much of you. We're gonna agree with Father because we need willpower. Take a deep breath and slowly and solemnly swear that you will never touch a sword again until you earn a nobleman's title. This promise is a difficult one for you to make. No one's secret fights with an imaginary blade. No one battle with sticks. If you give your word, you must keep it. Father smiles at you warmly. What is my... what? Oh, baby. Oh, okay. It is one thing to make a promise and another thing to keep it. But I know you can do it, my son. You are on your way to becoming a man of your word. Let's go back inside now. He picks up the sword and leads you back into the house. He washes the blood from your cut and agrees to keep this a secret from everybody. When Father asks you to come into his study with him, he tells you stories of his studies in the capital. He tells you about studies from the judgeship and the trials he had to face to be ennobled by the mantle. Father brings you several toy soldiers from the house. He uses them to reenact the famous Battle of the Green River. The floor of the study becomes a battlefield and the books from the table turn into a riverside hills. You try your best to remember his every word. Hey, we got some relations with Father, baby! We got some more willpower, baby! Good stuff, good stuff. Soon Grandfather leaves. Your eldest brother Stefan goes with him. Good, I didn't like that prick anyways. From that day on, Father hired teachers tend to you alone. They bore you with monotonous lectures on writings, counting, and the ways of life in the blessed Arcanian Empire. You often distract yourself with their instructions by playing with your younger brother Nathan. Your home grows quiet without your elder brother, too quiet. Weeks later, your family receives a letter from Stefan. Grandfather has sent him to a boarding school for nobles, and he is now studying hard in preparation for his service as a nobleman. The rules here are way too strict. You can't even sneeze without the teacher's permission. But I've been studying with my peers. We're learning how to live as nobles in a noble society. We are also learning the art of swordplay. That's my favorite part. With Stefan now at boarding school, Grandfather arrives once more. It's time to live in your home. The only good thing is that he often has urgent business in Eterna, the capital of the empire, and has to travel there. One day you ask Mother where he lived before. In Eterna, she says, but now this place is here. Each time Grandfather turns, he gives the servants new orders. Your home is now always busy with repairs. The servants are redecorating Grandfather's chamber, including his library and sitting room. Sometimes Father tries gently to talk him out of this, with why subject the house to constant reconstruction. Grandfather answers as always the same. This home is mine, and I will live here as benefits a man of this nobility. His answer is always the same. I'm an asshole, that's why. Some days Grandfather stays home, and on those days you try your best to stay out of his sight. There's no way you can avoid family breakfast. The food is there. But you cannot bring yourself to eat it. Mother's eyes are red and swollen. She has been crying all night again. Grandfather sits at the head of the table where nobody used to sit before. Robert, it is high time your youngest son underwent their sacraments. Sir Brante, please let them live free of the lots for a while longer. They are but... Shut your mouth! Robert, that wife of yours is impertinent enough to interrupt me. If this ever happens again, she shall be eating her gruel with the servants in the kitchen where she belongs. It is time you consider a real marriage, Robert, one to a woman of the proper station. Wow! This guy's a massive dick. Doria drops it for her. Grandfather shoots her a scathing look. Tear rolls down Mother's cheek. Father does not look away from his plate, his hands clenched into a fist. Baroness L. Londor is one such woman. She is a commonly widow of a fine match. She is suing for her inheritance right now and could use proper support and a husband. You can keep your lowborn Lindia around if you like, servant mistress, I don't care. I will not do that, Father. I am the head of this family, and the family's standing took a serve blow after you married that commoner. It is unthinkable. How could you give up the memory of a beautiful Amelia Elborn for this lowly woman and that bastard child of hers? But now you have a chance to set things right. Don't disappoint me. Father nods curtly, trying not to look in Mother's direction. Father, I wish to see Stefan. If I find your conduct in the Baroness's presence satisfactory enough, then you may see him. She is coming for a visit tomorrow. Be prepared. Dude, my father needs some backbone, and he needs to kick this old man's ass. Grandfather wipes his mouth with his napkin, throws it on his plate, and leaves. Mother's lips move silently. Nobody says a word. And Father stands up, orders you and the other children back to your rooms. He needs to speak to your mother in private. Father comes to your room before bedtime. He sits on the edge of the bed and adjusts a crease in the wool blanket. He distanced himself from you after Stefan's departure, so you are not used to such attention from him. In the candlelight, you can see his face in the dark. There's a sour expression on it. My son, Baroness Emma L. Landor, will be visiting us tomorrow. Please be polite and treat her with respect. Nathan will do as you do. I want this dinner to be as immaculate as possible. Don't let me down. And the next day, Mother starts dressing you and Nathan for the coming dinner. You see red all around her eyes. She has been crying, and for a long time it hurts just to look at her. Nathan starts whining quietly. You and Nathan are dressed. Man, this is like just the sad life of this dude. Dressed in new doublets, your tousled hair brushed into shape. Gloria is told to stay in her room. Father appears wearing his best suit. Mother is in a humble brown dress, looking pale. Grandfather has an uncharacteristically contented look about him. You hear the sound of wheels and hoofs against the cobbles in the yard. Then a pair of dainty heels come clacking. The antechamber is completely quiet and still. Fearing Grandfather's observant eyes, the door opens. You see your guest, a beautiful dark-haired woman in a dress of elegant deep blue. Father takes the hand of Lady L. Landar and kisses it, showing her in compliment. Grandfather's face is beaming in her presence. No one ever bothers to introduce Mother. Baroness, allow me to introduce you Robert's son, Devlin and Nathan Brante. Frankly, it's his eldest Stefan, who deserves the most attention, but currently he is studying in Interna with other young noblemen like himself. It is my hope that his youngest sons will also make me proud one day. Fuck you. Grandfather eyes you with a probing look. How will you act in front of the Baroness? Will you accept her here next to your mother, your father's rightful wife? Ooh, baby. Ooh, shit. Ooh. Oh, this decision sucks, man. Or we can take a knock in willpower. Or we can be loyal to our mother. This is a hard call, man. We will lose 5, which sucks. We got +3 with him. We have -2 with him. We have +2 with Mother. +2 with Father. +3 with Father. Huh. Or we can maintain our composure and not lose anything but willpower. I kind of want to walk away with Mother. We lose reputation. We gain reputation, but we lose unity. See, we're about family in this playthrough, so we're going to walk away with Mother. You turn your back on the Baroness and walk to your mother. You walk upstairs to her room, hand in hand. Behind your back, stunned silence reigns in the empty chambers. Soon the two of you are alone. A burden falls from your mother's shoulders. She embraces you. Together you wait until the dinner ends and the Baroness leaves. You didn't betray me. If only you could feel how grateful I am right now. The morning after Father leaves for a turnout with Grandfather to visit Stefan. He returns from the capital in a quiet rage. You overhear your parents talking. Apparently Grandfather has already poisoned Stefan's mind against him, and he greeted Father with cold hostility. The name of Baroness L. Londor is never mentioned in the house again. Yeah! Let's go. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I want that down to the bottom, baby. My honor, my reputation went down, but that's okay. Perception went up. Let's go. Baby, we are 7 years old. We've already died once, which kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. Father now checks on your studies often and nitpicks you for sitting or eating or speaking in an incorrect fashion. Once he becomes so annoyed, he says that he wishes Stefan had been the one to stay home instead of you. Man, Father's a dick. You never expected to hear these words from your father, of all people. Grandfather's trip to the capital took longer than expected. It feels lighter around the house without his presence. You allow yourself a little change of scenery. Instead of your room, you now busy yourself with reading and calculations in the sitting room across from the open door to the yard. Gloria has joined you today. She has already helped you progress through several complex passages in the book. Right now she seems preoccupied with a strange tube. Aren't you hurt by the way Grandfather treats you? You ask. Gloria just shrugs. Grandfather always says they should get rid of me. I am used to it now. He hurts you a lot worse because you're closer to him. I just have to stay out of his way. That's it. She shows you the strange tube she has been holding all day. Look, it's a kaleidoscope. I got it as a gift. Want to see inside? Excited by the idea, you close the book and peer into the tiny hole on one end of the tube. Dude, kaleidoscope's rad. Your eyes see a multitude of intricate patterns. Each turn of the tube reveals a new web of interwoven colors. They mesmerize you. The kaleidoscope turns fiery red in the fireplace into a cavalry made of flames. You are riding at the front of a fiery horseman ready to face the enemy. Grandfather's face emerges from the intersecting lines, and you swing the kaleidoscope like a sword, cutting it in half. You now look to the blue sky through the window. The patterns are unending, secretive, and calm and peaceful, just like Father's smile before Grandfather's invasion. The deep blue gives way to a scattering of gold, radiating gently warmth like Mother's arms. This fleeting beauty too soon gives way to a oh my gosh, I'm stuttering. Hypnotic new pattern. Again and again, you see your family in these interconnecting figures as they come together and break apart. And in the middle of this golden glow, you see Gloria's green eyes gazing at you observantly. Your sister left you long ago. The books are abandoned. The time slips away unchecked, but you still busy peering into the kaleidoscopes. Orders emerge from the chaos before your eyes again and again, but you cannot preserve it, no matter how you try. You are caught in an inner conflict. There is so much that can be done with this kaleidoscope. Should you take it apart or ask Gloria how it works, or keep enjoying the patterns it shows you? But you still have the lessons to do today. We lose 5, we gain percent. I think we just take the middle road and take the willpower, I think, is what we do. You continue peering into the ever-changing patterns the kaleidoscope offers you. They become truly interesting when you point it at the shining pillar gleaming in the sky. In your mind's eyes, one battle follows another, filling your ears with clanging steel and the neighing of horses. You are leading the Imperial Army now. Everybody is so proud of you. Grandfather says you are better than Stefan, and Father's stern voice cuts your daydream short. You lost track of all the time. It is evening now. How did you get your hands on this toy, Devlin? Why aren't you studying? Give it to me. You will have double the lessons tomorrow. Aw, shit. But we got an increase in willpower. I mean, we took a knock, kinda, which sucks, but we got an increase in willpower. I'm kinda picking up on how this works. Grandfather's visits are no longer a cause for fear and panic in the house. He has become something you are used to, something nagging yet not unordinary, like a splinter or a stain on your trousers. The tension still remains, however. Sir Gregory's disdain for everyone in the house is so palpable. It's almost stings for real. Your lessons with the tutors are done for today. You are walking down the stairs when you spot Gloria peeping into the sitting room through a slightly open door. You sneak up on your sister and tap her lightly on the shoulder. She's startled. Oh, it's you, Devin. Look, Sir Gregory is eating something. Grandfather is sitting on the sofa, flipping through a book with one hand and reaching for a glass bowl with another now and then. Inside the bowl, you can see candied fruit, a sweet confectionery forbidden to the common estate. Like all sweet things, yet Grandfather's face shows no pleasure as he keeps consuming the high-born treats. The clock strikes 3. Grandfather rises from his seat, puts away the bowl on a shelf, and leaves for the yard. He always takes a walk in the city at this time. Gloria nudges you with her elbow and looks at the candy bowl when you look at her. The first emotion you feel is fear, but next consumes curiosity, and is stronger. Stefan used to boast that candied fruit tastes incredible, and now you have a perfect opportunity to try it. And try a candied fruit first. The sugar starts to melt as soon as you put it onto your tongue. It's so sweet. You have never eaten anything as good as this. You take the whole bowl off the shelf and give it to your sister. She takes the fruit and brings it to her mouth carefully, like a rare treat. There's a thumping on the stair, footsteps accompanied by the knocking of a walking stick. You have no idea why Grandfather is back. You quickly hide behind the sofa and pull Gloria back after you, but she is frozen in place with the bowl in her hand. The door opens. Grandfather menacing figure advances on Gloria. His hand seizes her arm. You squalled, ungrateful, low-born child. How dare you bite the hand that feeds you? You and your troll-up of a mother would be sleeping in a ditch if it weren't for my spineless son. The sweet and pleasant thing in life are for the noble estate, not for the likes of you. Did you forget your lot? His hand swings and hits Gloria on the cheek. She falls to the floor right next to where you are hidden, her fingers glistening with the warm melted sugar that brought you here. Grandfather is against it, advances again, his walking stick ready. But then he sees you huddled behind the armchair. Please don't hurt him, Sir Brante. This is all my fault. He tried to stop me. You can already see a bruise on Gloria's cheek. This is only the beginning of her punishment. Gloria was caught red-handed, unlike you. You can still avoid punishment. What is this then, milksop? Did you try the sugar too, or were you trying to stop this piece of filth, like she says? Do we not lose willpower for that? I feel like we fucking die if we do that. You know? Like, I feel like if I mock him, he's just gonna bash my head in with a cane again. Like, maybe we just take I think we just take the willpower, be an honest man, and tell the truth. Because this one, I feel like we'll die if we do it. Like, to be honest with you, I feel like he'll kill me again. So... because it's weird that there's no willpower lost there. Although I kind of want to click it, not gonna lie. But we're gonna go with tell the truth. We lose willpower, which sucks, but you stand up and tell the truth, even though it takes you an effort to do it. You actually ate a candied fruit, but Gloria only touched it. You hope that this will help your sister avoid punishment. You are quickly proven wrong. Grandfather faces red with rage. He strikes you both with his walking stick, blow for blow. He keeps hitting you until he grows tired, and then he leaves you where you are. Soon enough, Mother comes in to find that the two of you are on the floor, too afraid to move. She shakes her head in disappointment. You are badly hurt and covered in bruises, yet she still forces you to kneel and recite the perception on the lots and how important it is to follow them. Then you stand before Father and Grandfather and swear never to take things that do not belong to you again. Oh, we got a... Really? Because I told the truth? Willpower went down, perception went up. But it was a net. I mean, it was, the other option might have been better. Your younger brother Nathan is growing. Mother spends more time with the rest of the family now. You help her and play with her, with your brother, and take care of him when she asks. You often go to Mother's room to sit at the foot of their bed after Nathan falls asleep. She reads you the sacred books and asks you about the things you learned that day. During these moments, you see the world through her eyes as well. One day, the door of your room opens and she brings in a large box covered with a piece of cloth. It is rare for you to see her so overjoyed. She sets the box on the floor and removes the cloth. The box on the cloth is made of glass and has a wooden base. Inside, you see a layer of earthen shaped into carefully crafted passages, and these passages are full of hard-working ants. Devlin, this is my gift to you, an ant farm. It's a little world in a small box. We can watch them through the glass. Look, this is the queen ant. She is the reason all of the little ants were born. You sit by the box together. You hold your breath as you watch the ant colony at work. There turns out to be a method to the ants' chaotic movements. Every single one of them has a task to perform. Some of them have larger mandibles. They are the protectors of the colony. They can draw blood from your fingers. Others work all around the colony, repairing the walls and clearing any debris from the passengers. There are also workers who collect food that you put in special trays, leaves, bits of meat, maggots, and brings it to the rest of the colony. You take a worker ant and put it right next to the food. However, the insect has no interest in it. It starts circling around the tray aimlessly. Mother takes the stray ant and puts it back where it belongs. Why did you do that, my son? The ants cannot do what they were not born to do. Each of them was born for their own job. You shake your head slowly. If only ants could do whatever you wanted them to. This is your gift now, so it belongs to you. Or maybe Mother's presence is the reason they won't obey you. We're definitely gonna go keep playing with Mother. I don't want to take a knock to Unity, and we get more willpower. Mother's look is full of warmth and love. Nathan, Gloria, and Father are away right now. For the first time in a long while, it is just the two of you, and Mother takes great joy in watching over the ant farm. She shares her knowledge of the world with you. The things she tells you are true. You move closer to her and suggest going outside and finding some bugs for the ants. She agrees to this happily and holds your hand as you leave the house. Soon you are busy catching bugs and sharing your thoughts on how the ants will feed the colony with them. From time to time you laugh together, making up stories about errant flies and caterpillars overthrowing the ant kingdom. You and Mother hold hands as you return to your room. You cannot help but smile. It is a faint smile, a child's smile, a smile full of sunlight. You are so happy to have seen the world through her eyes today. Baby, we're almost maxed with Mother. Nice. 5 more willpower. Hell yeah. We on our last year now? Father and Mother have been forced focused on Nathan and you since early morning. Instead of breakfast, you are told to say your prayers, wash your hands and faces, and get dressed in plain white shirts. Today is the day of your sacrament. Oh shit. Mother, I want to go and play in the yard, Nathan says. No playing the day. You and Devlin are big boys now. It is time for both of you. I'm like 8. He's younger. He's like 5, dude. To have your first sacrament. No one can live without a lot. I don't want a lot. Just a little. Know what I'm saying? Be quiet and listen. You were born commoners, so you must accept a lowborn lot before the twins. When you grow up, you will get a chance to earn a noble lot. Father and mother take you to the carriage. Nathan is hungry. He starts whining. Grandfather is the last to get into the carriage. His eyes are on you and your brother, looking for every fault. Soon as the carriage is moving along the streets of Nizati, slowly and solemnly, one more turn and you see the colossal white building marked by 2 massive pillars. For the first time in your life, you are to enter the church of the twin gods. You enter the gate and walk under the splendorous dome of the church. The church hall is divided into 2 halves. They are drastically different from one another. The floor on one side is rough and jagged and covered in dry brown spots, while the floor on the other is made of smooth marble. The commoners kneel on the jagged floor, and the well-dressed nobles and their families sit on the pew. Father and grandfather leave you to sit on one of the nobles' pews. Mother walks to the rough stone of the commoner's side and gets down on her knees. You see her wince in pain, for the lowborn estate shall suffer in the house of the faith. The church acolytes surrounded you and led you to the altar where you and other children will take your sacrament this day. Before you stands a tall priest dressed in black, with a sword in one hand and a hefty whip in the other. Nathan's whining grows louder. He dislikes this place. He is scared. You remain quiet, but your stomach rolls in uneasy anticipation. The first child to take the sacrament is a jaunty noble boy from a family of nobles. The priest extends the sword before him and recites the words of his lot. From this day forth he will fight and rule and pursue the arts. His mind now forever free from the throes of suffering, for he now belongs to the noble lot. The boy proudly touches the flat of the blade with his lips. Nathan is next to receive the sacrament. He suddenly snaps out of his fearful trance and tries to break free, but the acolyte pulls him towards the altar and throws him on the jagged floor on the lowboard side. The sharp edges bite into Nathan's knees as he lands, spraying drops of red all around him. I don't wanna. Devlin, why do they want to whip me? What did I do? You try to break free and run to Nathan's side. You want to give him courage and protect him, but the acolyte grips on you is too firm. You feel utterly helpless. Your little brother has to face the world all by himself. The priest starts reciting the words of the lot as he swings the lash over Nathan's shoulder. From this day forth, nations shall endure and work and suffer. Thou shalt be ardent in thy labor and humble in obedience to thy rulers. And now cometh thy first truth suffering, which thou must accept with gratitude. Holy this is fucked up, man. The lash cracks. It strikes his right shoulder, strikes his left shoulder. The blows are so powerful that Nathan falls to the floor. The police tells him to rise. He's received his lot. Nathan gets to his feet and drags himself towards Mother, his knees torn and bloodied, his spirit broken. It is your turn. Your feet will not move. You can barely muster enough strength to walk to the altar. You get down on your knees and feel the sharp stones below. So sharp your clothing cannot protect you. Your skin begins to burn. The acolyte forces your head down and you feel the lash being drawn above you, ready to strike. The priest's words are for you. This is thy sacrament. Thou shalt work and endure and suffer. Thou art about to receive thou first true suffering by the sacred lash. Dost thou accept thy lot? Kiss the sword. You defy the rite of the sacrament and kiss the priest's sword. You get +1 to -1, -10 willpower. Gregor Brante. Who's that? That's the old guy, huh? You get +5 willpower if you raise your head. Plus -1 determinant 1 perception. Dude, are we gonna about to big dick it and just kiss the sword, or do we raise our head? What do we get for this? Just willpower. That is a huge hit to our willpower, though. That's like 10. This is a hard one. We get -10 willpower, -1 perception, +1 determination. Oh, and our destiny is the noble sacrament. Oh, so our destiny changes if we do that. And we get +1 with Gregor Brante. I say we kiss the sword, kinda. I say we kiss the sword. The whip slices through the air, about to strike, but your eyes are transfixed by the blade the priest holds in his hand. You jump up and away, the lash misses you. You grab the blade with your hand, it cuts into them without mercy. The priest wrenches it away from your bloodied fingers. You look him straight in the eyes. I am Devlin, House of Brante. The priest freezes in shock. You seize the moment to pull the sword closer and kiss the smooth, cold blade. You hear cries of outrage among the churchgoers. Mother prostrates herself on the jagged floor, racked with fear. Father remains still, baffled by what you have just done. But grandfather looks at you intently, as though truly seeing you for the first time. There is a semblance of respect in his gaze. You are forced back to the commoner's place at the altar. The allicate seizes you by the arms and legs and keeps your face bent closely to the bloody, jagged stones of the floor. The lash strike your right shoulder, then your left. And then you are told to rise. You are a commoner. Mother takes your hands and leads you out of the church. Once you are outside, she scolds you for being insubordinate and brings shame to your family. Nathan holds your hand as you walk, his tearful face a mixture of confusion and awe as he looks into your eyes. But you do not feel as though you have made a mistake. You did what was right for you. Dude, my boy! And by my boy, I mean fucking hate that guy. You have taken your first sacrament and received the commoner's lot. Willpower, kiss the sword. You challenge the sacred order and attempt to seize a noble lot. Correct. Did it work? I don't know. Juvenile, baby, achievement unlocked. Let's go. The mark left on you by the sacrament takes a long, long time to heal. Mother says it is a reminder of your lot, suffering and sufferance, pain and patience. Gloria shows you the mark of the lash on her shoulder one day. It will never disappear. You're a commoner now. This is a lot you were born into, but Father keeps telling you to study hard so you may yet earn a different lot and become noble of the mantle. You recall the past with warm sadness when Stefan still lived with you, or when he wrote to you for a time shortly after he left. Now he thinks it is beneath him to write to the commoners in his family. Mother didn't lock herself in the bedroom as often back then. This changed shortly before Nathan was born. But most importantly, you missed the time before the terrifying figures of your grandfather was constantly looming over you. You learned the true power of the lot only after the head of the family arrival. In grandfather's eyes, no commoner deserves to be treated with kindness. And this just him? Or is this the way of the entire world? The every thought makes you queasy. You're older now, and what's more, you are an elder brother now. You've learned how to care about someone else, how to teach and protect. Soon you are a small boy no longer. As the days pass, play gradually gives you to the laborious studies. Now your choices will decide your place in the bizarre, ruthless world of adulthood. Your childhood years are over. Dude, this is pretty cool so far. Yeah, I mean, the one death tarnished our run. So we ended up with 5 determination and 3 perception at the end. Which determination I'm about. 5 willpower, not the best, and 1 death, also not the best. What do we got in the destiny area? Oh, we got the noble, baby! So we did not get insight, and we did not get the fencing lesson. But that's okay, really, I think. We ended with mother +4, father +2, affection, sympathy, indifferent. Oh, that's me. Nathan, sympathy, Gloria, sympathy, and then grandfather is indifferent. Not bad. We ended the childhood era. Adolescence.
I was growing up fast. The school, the streets, and the whole wide world awaited me beyond the gate of my parents' house.
Yeah, I don't really know that I want this world, man. Adolescence. Can we save and quit? Well, now we got other stuff, okay. You lived in this world for 8 years now. As you grow older, life grows more complex. The world of your childhood was limited to your house and your family, but now that the realm has expanded, it also includes your neighborhood, the nearby houses, the streets of the ancient city. A question now looms over you. The growing more presses with each passing year. What will you place to be the vast outside world? Few people in the blessed Arcanan Empire trouble themselves with this question. It is not within a man or woman's power to choose their destiny. It is predetermined by their birth and those who bore them. And yet your peculiar birth has granted you a choice. Your father is a man of nobility, a worthy example in matters of duty and honor. Your mother is a commoner of lowly estate, humility and patience made flesh. And your skin is ablaze day and night with the light of the shining pillar, the beacon of the clergy. Your back bears the mark of the lash. Will you accept the drudgery and suffering that the lot of the lowborn for your entire life, or will you follow in the footsteps of your father and your father's father and fight for the right to serve and fight for your right to party, to serve the empire as a noble of the mantle? Perhaps will you follow the twin gods' word and offer spiritual guidance to others? The answer lies out there in the vast, terrifying world. What awaits you beyond the walls of your home? Okay, so events that can happen in this glorious secret. Stefan's disgrace. You find out about your elder brother's forbidden love. Forbidden love. You join the blood tribe of the Brante family. Okay. Your younger brother Nathan Brante receives a spiritual domination from you. Spirituality has to be high. And ingenuity. Oh, so now we got, oh my gosh, this got more complicated, dude. So now we got these. Okay, so we're -4 in power. We're -4 in the church. Wealth of margin, we're at 6. And order, we're at 8. Okay. Alright, I think I'm going to call it good there. This game has been interesting. I'm excited to play some more. It's been fun. Thank you, anybody who watching. See you in the next one.